What's up, everyone? Here's a few rare banned items that I've come across in my times of going to estate sales, swap meets, flea markets, everything, antique shops. This is the cool stuff that I can't sell on eBay. And I've come across a lot of other stuff you can't sell on eBay. eBay's kind of lame, but some of the stuff that I'm actually keeping, it's really cool. So first one, I'm going to go with these knives. I don't even think these are banned. I just threw these in because they're kind of scary. I'm sure if you're in California, these are banned, but I'm not in California. So I don't know. They're just kind of like the old knuckle duster knives. Hopefully I don't get in trouble when posting this video. But I just threw those in because they kind of they look scary. But they're just knives with little knuckles on them. So on to the next. These are really cool. So these are yard darts. And these, you cannot sell these. I got these at an estate sale auction, and I hardly got anything actually at the auction. But when I went down to go pick up the stuff, they had this thing called a picker sale, and it was like the stuff in the picker sale was stuff that was better than the actual online auction, which was hilarious. I spent what, $10. I got a World War II ammo can, and then I got an entire wall of tools for $5 at this auction. And I went to go pick up the stuff, and the garage is full of stuff, and she's like, oh yeah, just make a pile, make me an offer. So I got a BB gun and a bunch of knickknacks and these yard darts and like a bunch of stuff for like $40. So ended up doing really well. But anyway, these are yard darts. These are from before my time. These, now, is there a date? I'm pretty sure when I checked on one of these boxes, it said the 1980s. But anyhow, back in the day, you could get these for $5. And these are yard darts. And I got a new NOS, new in the box package. And then this one is actually opened. And basically what they were, these hula hoop looking things would be in the yard. And then these are the darts. And you'd want to throw them way up in the sky and then try to hit it in the hula hoop. It was kind of like a fun game. And obviously these things have some weight to them. They're heavy. They're pretty sharp. If you get hit with one of these, you're going to the hospital, if you throw it up high. The speed of gravity, these things probably come down really fast. So they're illegal to sell, so I can't sell them. So I have to hold on to them, For sure, the new in the box ones are just super cool. From what I've seen on Reddit and Facebook, like, people do sell them. They can get past the algorithms and stuff, and like they usually go for like a new set like this is $150. That's what I've usually seen them. And open ones, I don't know, but those ones I'm holding on to. So super cool. Yeah, never got to play with these, but I'm sure if you're not Gen Z, what's the other one? Gen X, the one before millennials. I'm sure you remember these. And I think they had TV commercials about them. They're super neat, but for $5 at Payless. And then let's see what that other sticker. $1.99 for somewhere else. So I guess they were on sale at one point because no one was buying them. But super rare, super collectible now, especially some NOS ones like this. Okay, on to the next. Something that's banned, and I really should do my research, but this is recycled U.S. currency. Now, I don't know much. There's not a lot of information about these because I've only saw one sold comp, one sold for $100 or best offer. But I know for a fact that these were banned. I remember I saw a video on these. So the U.S. Mint, when currency gets damaged and ripped and whatever, the bank is supposed to take that back, send it back to the mint, and then it gets properly disposed of. And they check the numbers, and that's actually why bills have a star note. If you ever see a star note, hopefully you know what I'm talking about. That was usually a piece of currency that got damaged, and they'll get that same number and then put a star next to it, and that's how they know that it got damaged. Something like that. I'm not an expert. I know I have too many things to know about. But anyway, U.S. currency. This was sold for a while. And then when you kind of feel the paper, they figured out that you could counterfeit money with this because it's actually U.S. currency ground up and then made into a notepad. And I don't have any dollar bills on me, but this is about the size of a dollar bill. It's actually a World War II Japanese note, really cool. But you could see, you could easily print 10s, 20s, 50s, 100s on this paper. And it's really the perfect paper for it. So this is something that's no longer sold by the U.S. Mint. They actually grind up the money into like little jars of just like shredded paper now. But I guess they used to make it into notepads. So found this, came across this, and was actually going to go in the trash. And I was like, wait, this is the coolest thing ever, you know? I don't think it's illegal to sell, but they probably don't want this out because, you know, there's at least 100 sheets here, maybe several hundred sheets, and you can start making your own money if you wanted to. So these are some of the things in my private collection, stuff that's not for sale that I don't know why I'm holding on to it, but it's just cool. And yeah. What other new acquisitions did I get? I got more 420 plates. I was on eBay and just spent way too much money. But 420 only. That's what I'm looking for. 420 only license plates. If you ever come across any, it's for the wall. I got that in. That was new. I picked up a ton of Playboys, and I'm kind of slowly but surely going through those. But I'm kind of putting them into years. 61, 62, 63, all the way down. I think I have a full set of 67, 68. I got some dating back to the 1950s. Those are pretty cool. But yeah, a ton of these old Playboys. They're really neat because they don't even have the year on them. And you actually have to go to the inside. And then you go down here. Oop, zoom. 1959. But most of the ones, here's 1969. It'll say 69 in the top. But these don't. It just says the month. So some of these are pretty collectible. I sell them at my booth at the antique shop. You know, between 10 and 40 bucks each, depending on it. Got a ton more plates. These are all my license plates. Want to see some new stuff? Speaking of banned things. Well, I don't know if these are really banned, but these USA plates. These are U.S. Forces in Germany license plates. Technically property of the U.S. government, but they're dated back to the 60s. A lot of the veterans, when they came back, I think still to this day, we kind of occupy Germany. We have military bases in Germany. And after the war in the 40s, we had these USA license plates on our vehicles over there. And a lot of the veterans, they would always take these back. So these aren't as rare as you think. You know, they still pull 20, 30 bucks each. You know, that's a good range. You know, I pick them up for 5 or 10 all day just because they're cool. But that's something that's kind of neat. We'll just go through these. These are just all recent acquisition license plates I bought out of collection. There you go. Federated States of Micronesia. Pretty rare. Probate judge. This is super cool. Number 10, South Carolina probate judge. It's got the judge's name on the back there. Now, what was this one? I looked this one up. Was it, Colombia or something? Or, oh, no. Dominican Republic. Super cool license plate. Here's a Washington inaugurational plate. These are nothing really special. Hawaii 1952. That's a rare one. But yeah, I got a ton of new plates. Some really cool stuff. I also bought out a large Elvis collection. So this Elvis head, super scary. Look at that guy. I bought out this, had 500 different Elvis pieces, and a lot of it are just really tacky, like Elvis beanie babies and Elvis puzzles and like, oh, Elvis glasses. I'm like, no one's buying Elvis stuff anymore, you know? So some of that stuff went to the booth, some of it went to eBay. Here's a whole bunch of Elvis like cups. Yeah, no one's buying Elvis. It's not as popular as it used to be. But yeah, I got this recently. Real deal John Deere porcelain, 1962 sign. This is original, not a repop, as I was told. But I paid up for that. Gotta love porcelain signs, but I kind of stay away from porcelains because I don't know if they're fake or if they're real. You know, it's just, but this one kind of felt real, if that makes any sense. Because like they make these repops in India and in China now, and they fake the rust on it, and they've gotten really good. But this is a cool one. What else? What else? Oh, I got a bubble wrap machine, so that's pretty cool. This is my bubble wrap machine, and it's really freaking awesome. You buy these rolls of just this plastic, and then you hook it up to the bubble wrap machine, and it blows air, and it gives you, you know, these air cushions. And man, it just spits out bubble wrap like crazy. So a roll like this is like $20 at the box store or off Amazon. Even Amazon's for $20, and it's much smaller. And bubble wrap machine, I mean, altogether, I'm in this stuff like $350, I think. I think the bubble wrap machine was like $250. This was like $40 for this roll, and then with tax and all the bullshit, I think I'm in it around $350. But like, I'll never have to buy bubble wrap again. So that was, if you're serious into selling, I would suggest you get one. But this is my mountain of boxes. I need to work on that at some point. Yep. Anyway, hopefully y'all enjoyed that one. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.